Hello everybody, this is Sue, and I just am coming on before I actually go live with any videos to show you some of the artwork that I've done so far. I believe that this is everything I've done so far. So you'll be able to see the whole thing. I love the cells in this. There's one, my red and gold. Sorry, you can see my puppy's reflection in the fireplace. She's playing with her toys behind, having fun. She's playing with her elephant. And this one here was my first yarn pull. Don't know what I think of it. It's okay, but and this is my first actual painting in over 30 years. I just seen a picture that I liked of a painting and I decided to give it a shot. And you can see there's slightly a face. That was my first white painting, and blues, golds, and whites, and I did 2 of them. I think I like that one better than this one. Let's see if I flip it over, maybe I'll like this one more. There's my swipes. And this one, these 2 I did for my firstborn child, Jeffrey. So these 2 are his. And I mean, they're small, as you can tell, so like it'd be cute for a bathroom or something small like that. And then these 2, now the 2 for my firstborn had a finish on them. My secondborn did not want them done with the finish. These ones are his too. There's actually gold in this one too. It's just a little more difficult to see. It's not as bold as the gold in that one. This one, the black's more dominant, where that one, it's the gold and white that's more dominant, but they're both the same colors, and I love them both. Now, these are just flat canvases. These were my very first pours. So, this one has this really neat little cell right in the center. Look at that. There's a few of them, just where the paint dripped down from the cup that I was using. Now, these were dollar store paints. One of them had sat around a lot. For a while, I had it here, the orange one, for quite some time. So you'll see that there are clumps in this. But these are my very first ones. And I was learning the ropes of my pour medium, how to mix my pour mediums. Now I'm going to go to my bigger paintings once you're all sitting over here. Just going to slide them down. One sec, I'm just going to set you on my lap. Slide them down. Alrighty, so let's go with this first one. Now, I do apologize for how close I am. My phone is currently charging, and I do have it plugged in. This is, oh, I still have 3 paintings in the living room. I'll bring you to the living room and I'll show you those paintings. Maybe I'll do those for the second video. Will be the 3 that I actually have hanging up on my wall. This one I love. This was, I had some leftover paints, and I decided to do my first Kiss Cup pour. And this was the result of my Kiss Cup pour, which to me reminds me a little bit of where I was born. The red, white, and blue. But I think it's beautiful. And then we have this one here, which I'm not quite sure what I think of all those lines. I'm not sure. I've tried hanging it a couple different ways, and I'm not sure. It's pretty busy. I have definite lines in that one. That is the lines. Could be roots, right? That could be the roots. I do apologize for my dog sticking her face in here and squeaking her toy. This one here is a little bit of a darker one. Lots of teal and green, and here, I'm just going to bring it this way a little bit. You can see the teal. And I think for this one, I might have put too much silicone because a couple of the spots on this one, they went like almost right down to the canvas and they were really pale in color, but there's only like 2 or 3 spots that are like that in this one, right there and right there. And again, this was one of my first big pours. I have a hair in here. So this was all part of my trial and learning. All the ones that I'm showing you are part of my trial and learning. This was my very first, what they call Dutch pour, where you actually blow it out with your dryer or whatever. I think I had my paints mixed too thick, so when it came to the actual blowing out, it didn't go nearly as planned. So it's not terrible. It's okay. But I mean, it could have been, what I envisioned was so much prettier. So that was my first and my only so far. I am going to try a few more, but I wanted to get my YouTube up and going before I actually get into doing too many more. This one is one of my new favorites. This one I call Brilliant Love. You can see, where's the camera? Okay, over on this side, you can see the heart here, with the face in the center. Then over on this side, you can see the upside down heart here. So the way I think this is my husband and I. It's our Brilliant Love, and I love the greens. And what was really neat is this was my husband's favorite painting that I did, and he asked if I could put it above the fireplace in his man cave. So I was kind of impressed about that, just a little bit. So we'll go on to the next one. That one just goes right here above the fireplace. This one I call the dark hole or the black hole. It has like the ring pattern. It was a ring pour. And this is not finished with the finish yet. You need to leave them cure for roughly 2 weeks after you complete the painting before you go ahead and put the finish on. So this is ready to be finished. But I'm just not sure if I want it to have a shiny finish or if I want it to have this flat finish. So I'm still making up my mind as to if I'm going to go ahead and put a finish on there, make it like put my glaze on it. But I love the greens. I love the hints of the light blue that I used, and I think it turned out pretty good. It's very dark. You can even see a hint of like the orange that I used. It was kind of like just a little hint of the orange in there, or was that a gold? I can't even remember. It's been a little while since I finished this one. And next, this one reminds me of a lake. See the body of water, and then it could be like up on a mountain or something, but it just reminds me of a body of water. It could even be a marsh, like over here, and then land. But yeah, this one I use my metallic blue in. And you can see I also use the copper. That is the copper in there. There's a lot of color. I love it. So back up again. Hopefully get the whole thing here. I'm going to go sideways. No, I won't because it's mid-video. Try to get the whole thing in there. I do apologize, I can barely get it in, but there it is. And next, this one is, wow, does it ever come up bright pink on that? It's not quite that pink is what it's coming up, but this one was my first strainer pour. And the strainer that I used is a different strainer that I'm going to, I have a new strainer to try. So I will be doing a strainer pour live on YouTube as well for everybody to see. And then this one, I did this one. Angel, can you please come on? Come on, good girl. I did this one. I wanted very, like, I don't know, like a Spanishy kind of Mexican-y kind of, because I love the artwork from there, like the pottery and stuff like that. And I do have a few pieces, and I just wanted it to go with the few pieces of artwork or of pottery that I have on my table. And that goes, the colors in this go perfectly with that. And then we have this one. Sorry about that, I just had to get rid of our ball. And again, with this one, oh no, that's paint. I thought that it went, that's what it was down here, my torch. If you get too close to your painting, your torch can cause damage to the paint. So do not get too close. And I am going to be doing a video on that as well. So, because I mean, like I said, it's all learning, right? So this was all trial. And then I got a little close there, and I could hear it. I could hear it when it happened, and I knew. So there's that one. Now, this one here, I used a lot of gold, as you can tell. I love the metallic golds. I thought that the paint went thin, but it was just some of the white that I added in that lightened up this area. And as you can see, the yellow in the center. This is one I'm not quite sure what to call it, but maybe X, because it looks like a big X. I think because this one, I think I mixed if I'm recalling, I mixed the paints a little thin. They were a bit too watery, and when I went to pour, it just went right for that corner, because I tried to cover the corners, and it went right for that corner. And then I brought it back to the center, and then to the other corner, and back to center, to the other corner, back to center, to the other corner. And that was exactly how it wound up by doing this. So I should have gone around or something, but hey, it turned out kind of cool, I think. And now this one happens to be one of my favorites. I call this one the Galaxy, my Galaxy painting. I used, from Walmart, they have a shade shifter. It was purple, but it also shifted to gold. So everywhere where you're seeing these neat shimmers, that's the shade shifter that is doing that effect. So this happens to be one of, it's hard to pick favorites. I have, I think, 4 favorites right now that I've done so far, and I have a feeling that there's going to be more. It's so hard too, because I have not parted with a single one yet, other than the ones that are going to be for the kids, but they're still here. They haven't left the house yet. So just so that you can see with the light hitting it, this is one of my favorites. And what I did, after I poured my paint out, I took silver and I did a circle and then an X or something through it, but I added my silver after I poured. And you can see like the little hints here, the little hints of silver. And at some spots, it almost looks like a lifeline where it's up and down. But I love, it's just a hint. Angel, you're blocking the sun. Can you come out of there? Good girl. I love it. And I enjoy this so much. I'm self-taught. I've watched multiple videos on YouTube to teach myself how to do this. I am very creative. I love working with my hands. So anybody can do this. Watch our videos, pick up little tidbits of information from any and all of us. There's many of us out here that do these paintings and enjoy just coming out and sharing. Sorry, my dog's pushing with her ball, so I'm bouncing a little bit. I apologize. But just to share the little bits of information that we've picked up to make it a bit easier for anybody who enjoys doing what we're doing, painting, any type of crafts. You'll see me doing paintings, you'll see me crocheting, and I also make jewelry. I'm sure I'll pick up a few more along the way. Anyhow, I hope you all have a great day and happy crafting. Talk to you soon. Bye.